So this is the camera gear I want to use for this series. I inherited it from my dad when he died. And other than the webcam that I'm using right now, I want to use this to just kind of do the videos and see what I can get made with this kind of tech. Because, I mean, I've got the gear, I might as well use it. So I have this 610, Nikon 610. And like 12 lenses, I think, 11 lenses. And I'm going to use a combination of this and the webcam and see how well I can do. So speaking of that, I think it's time I made some breakfast and go on with my day. Along with helping Jeanette with her business, I'm also the resident test subject. This is Jeanette's orange carrot soap, and it smells amazing. So I'm going to go test it out in the shower and see how it is, because we're going to try and sell it this weekend at the market. Okay, it's pretty good. It's super lathery. It smells amazing on your skin, and I'm thinking it's going to sell really well, because people tend to like the citrus flavors. I call them flavors, they're not flavors, they're scents. But yeah, I mean, that was a success, and we should be able to sell them this weekend. So that's pretty good. So I'm going to set up for my writing now. And I've only got a couple hours because I have therapy today. And every 2 weeks I go see my therapist at the clinic. And his name's Holt. And he's pretty good. I'm going to have to tell him about the psychosis from the last couple of weeks and not being able to sleep for the last 3 days. And which probably means that I'm either manic or hypomanic. But until I get there, I'm not going to really worry about it. So I better get set up for my day. It involves one keyboard, my headphones, my iPad, my iPad stand because I can't afford a real one, and Chuck Palahniuk giving me a hand when I need some encouragement. High five, Chuck! Forget the dishwasher. It's a bit loud. It just kind of carries over the building. But I just hit 75,000 words, which you probably can't see. Yeah, there we go. And they're in the chamber, the main chamber with the artifacts that she's gonna go pick. So I got there, but it's not done. So I've got to complete this scene, and it's only 12:34. So I might as well see how far I can get before I have to leave at 1:30 for my appointment. It's pretty fun. I mean, once you realize what the scene needs to do and you know the characters, it's basically just getting them to interact with the environment until it's done. I can't speak to the quality of the writing because this is the first thing I've ever written that's been this long. But the end result that I'm going to work on this, if I can narrate it as a spoken book, then it means that I can draw a comic to it, or maybe even animate it, which I'd love to learn to do, and make this a little YouTube animated series. I think that would be the end goal of this, is just to somehow make an animated YouTube series from this book, and you'll get to see me working on that as well. I think that's going to be my goal, for the next year, is get the book made, either through self-publishing on Kindle and Apple, or if I can find a publisher that's willing to have it made for me, do that. But at least have one real copy made and sent back to my brother back in New Zealand, because that's where I'm from. so that he can read it to his kids when they're old enough. I mean, that's who it's for, right? They have to have a copy. And I think you can get one printed for like $7 or like $20 for a fancy one, which is totally a good Christmas gift, I think. Um, but yeah, I mean, I hit my limit for today. I'm gonna keep going because I'm not done writing and I'm shooting for 5,000 words. But 75,000 words is a nice round number, and I'm just in the beginning of the first major arc. So there's mini arcs where you build up who the characters are, where they're from, what their personalities are like, and then there's a major arc where, or at least one major arc where the characters have to move from place to place, and they either face an increasing amount of obstacles, depending on the character type. It depends on what character arc they have. If you know Kurt Vonnegut's character types, you can use that. Um, but basically, I realized I only started writing the plot down to the book when I was 60,000 words in, and I didn't. I was just kind of winging it until then, and then I sat down for a day. I'm like, okay, well, if this is going to be the plot, this is what it's going to be. And then I looked up what the hero's journey was, which I had no idea what that was. And I can't name all the stages right now because I don't know them by heart. But the plot fit exactly into a hero's journey. So I mean, it's pretty much a boilerplate story. And if I can make a basic story and then go through and make the characters lively and interesting and heartwarming and worthwhile, then it becomes hopefully a good story and something someone else will want to read or at least watch. So what I think I'm gonna do is you're gonna come along with me. I'm gonna get this book finished and get used to writing every day once again while I'm in a good frame of mind, because I'd rather be manic than and getting work done than hypomanic or depressed and just like sitting there going, "This sucks." I mean, I got to deal with psychosis and a mood that just won't stay stable. But at least it's on a bi-weekly basis. It's not an everyday kind of thing. It used to be, but now with the meds I'm on now, it's gotten better. So I'm gonna keep going, and we'll see how it turns out. And if I can get to 78,000 words today, great. If I can't, I hit my goal already, because I'd rather have round numbers than partial numbers. But I'm gonna keep going because what's the point in stopping just because you hit your goal when you've got so much time left in the day? Okay, I'm gonna head up to therapy, and since I drove Jeanette to work today, I'm gonna go pick her up. So I have to go drive to Vancouver and wait in the coffee shop for a couple hours, and hopefully I'll get some work done. Forgot my shoes. Okay, so I'm at Starbucks, and the visit went pretty well. I'm upping my antipsychotics, and I'm gonna be taking a sleep sedative in the meantime to get my sleep back on track. Let me see if that helps. But basically, I'm feeling pretty good, and I'm gonna get some work done. I'm gonna go inside because I can't work out here; it's too loud. But I couldn't take a video in there because I don't want a copyright strike against the audio from the store. So learning how to do this is going to be fun. And I think the hardest part for me personally is going to be being able to talk in public like this, because this feels really, really hard. Okay, well that didn't work. I ended up just watching YouTube videos. I was right under a speaker, couldn't think clearly at all. So now I'm off to get Jeanette. She's right around the corner, and go home and probably make dinner. House husband that I am.